So let me tell you guys about the day I genuinely thought I was going to be kidnapped in Istanbul. Yes, kidnapped. And no, I am not exaggerating. So this happened when I accepted a home service appointment. Now, normally I don't really like far home service because, anything can happen. The journey is too far and all of those things. It's really tiring when you have to travel 2 hours to meet a client. You get. But this client sounded really normal on the phone, very soft spoken, polite, and the money was good. When I say good, I mean good. She did not price, she did not ask for a discount. So, yep, I was gonna take that job. But maybe that was my first mistake, but I didn't realize. This girl sent me an address, and when I checked the location, it was giving end of the world. It was giving edge of civilization. It was giving far. It was giving the house beside the sea or something. But I'm trying to be a hard working girl. So I carried my wig stand, my ring light, my hot comb, my everything in one box. Basically my entire salon. And I entered the taxi and I was like, you know what? Maybe the place is just a little bit far. I'll get there. I'll get there. Mind you, this place was 2 hours, 2 hours away from my house. Anyways, the taxi price was on her, so I did not have a problem. She just didn't have a problem with the price. So if the client didn't have a problem with paying, I also didn't have a problem. So yeah, I took a taxi and I went to her apartment to get her hair done. As we're driving in a taxi, the road started getting emptier. That kind of journey where you suddenly stop seeing supermarkets, you stop seeing human being, you stop seeing signs of happiness, you stop seeing. I was like, we're going into the woods. Where's this client staying? This client staying inside the woods? But I was trying to be a hardworking girl. I was just saying, I beg go. In my mind, I was shaking, but whenever I remember the money, I'm like, let's just go. Let's just go. So right now I'm getting scared and the driver keeps going into this really empty road. Even the driver is looking at me like, girl, where the fuck are you going to? But I'm like, just keep going, sir. I took my phone, I started texting my friends, I texted my guy, I said, bruv, if y'all don't hear from me in 1 hour, call the motherfucking police. Call the police, cause I was scared. Honestly, the road was so empty. So I've called my friends, I've called my man. I'm like, you guys check up on me in 1 hour. If you don't hear from me, if you call me once, you call me twice, I ain't picking. Call the police. Here's my location. Here's my everything. Here's my everything. You get. So because the whole place was just looking like it was looking really, you know. Anyways, I got to the building. Finally arrived at the location. Tell me why this building is looking abandoned. I had to call this girl that, what's up? I'm at the location you sent. I was telling her, I was like, there's no gatesman, there's no lights on the street, there's no nothing. At this point, I was already telling myself that, let me go back home. Oh, I beg, go. Let me go back. I was telling myself like, bruv, I need to go home. Like this is not looking good. But I already come this far. I already come this far. So she was like, oh yeah, she can see me. I should enter the building. I'm like, girl, I can't see you. But she's like, oh, she don't worry that she could see me. Just enter the building. Ha. Okay. I entered the building. Mind you, I'm dragging a box and I'm also carrying like my light stand, my what do they call this thing? Yeah, the lights we use for installing. So I carried the light stand with the box I'm dragging and I get inside the building and guess what? There is no elevator. No elevator. In my entire 6 years of living in Istanbul, I have never seen an apartment with no elevator. Like, no elevator. I call her, I said, what's up? Where's your elevator? She said, oh, the building doesn't have an elevator. You need to use the stairs. Mind you, this girl is staying on the fifth floor. Ha! At this point, I looked from where I was standing, I looked up. I'm like, I should go home. I should go home. I should go home. But I was here already, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. You get it? I'm just gonna go. Okay. So now I start climbing the stairs with my heavy box. And by the time I got to the fifth floor, I had lost 20 pounds and now I am panting like panda or a hyena. I don't know. I was just panting like I just finished military training. Like I just finished a one-on-one section with a coach from iFitness. I was panting and sweating and rethinking my decision because girl, I had a bad feeling from the start, but you know what? Here I am, right? Here I am. So I finally reached her apartment and her door was already like slightly open. You get I entered the apartment, there's like no music, no TV, no sound. Hey, I entered I entered. I was like, I knocked the door. I pushed the door open. I was like, what's happening? There's nobody. So I was like, I just turned my back immediately. That you know what? I'm done. I am going. Like I don't know what's happening, but it's just giving creep, creep, creep. So like I'm going back, and then I just hear one girl's voice. And say, hey, come in, come inside, come inside. I can see you. I'm like, bruv, you can see me, but I can't see you. What the fuck is going on? And then I slowly enter inside the room and it was just I saw a girl there. I was like, hi, hello. She was actually really sweet, but I look around her parlor was really there was just one chair, one TV, there was no sound, no nothing. Everything was quiet. When I say quiet, I mean pitch quiet. Bro, I'm like, God, Adam Margaret, what have you gotten yourself into? Anyways, I said, okay, can we start the hair? I started the hair. Mind you, there's no lights. There's no extra lightning. Like she doesn't have like extra bulb in the house. So the only light we were using was the one from her TV. So I had to, I came in with my own light. So I tried to, connect my light. Now I'm doing the hair and there was silence. Like it was just very creepy. She was the only one. She was not even looking up. She was just looking down at her phone, like just to my hair. I'm like, yo, is someone gonna come from the back and hold me or what? Bruh. But anyways, so funny enough, the girl was like really sweet, really gentle. She offered me tea and some snacks. And yeah, I took the tea and some snacks and then meanwhile, although the girl was really sweet and all of that, me, I was like, in back of my mind, I had written my will. I said, God, God, let my hot comb go to this person. Let my chair go to this person. Oh my God, I had written my will. And then guess what? So I finished making this girl's hair and she liked her hair and all of that. As soon as I finished making this girl's hair, I told her okay, I was going. She paid like ASAP and everything was good. I got to the elevator. I didn't even when I was going passing the elevator, I was just like, okay, I was just mentally prepared to use the stairs. And all of a sudden the elevator started working. I'm like, bruv, why is the elevator working? Anyways, I did not trust the elevator because it was just creepy. Everything was creepy. It was making that sound, when onions are doing I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the stairs. I didn't even bother using the elevator again. I used the stairs. It took me 1 hour to get a taxi back to my house. Like it took me one full hour to get a taxi. I was looking for a taxi. Uber was not even working in that place. Like Uber was not working. I had to take a taxi. Took a taxi. I looked for a taxi for like 1 hour. Anyways, I finally got a taxi. By now, my friends, they're already calling me like, girl, what's up? I'm like, I'm home. I'm on my way home. But this would not happen again. It was a really creepy, very, very creepy um encounter. I thought I was gonna get kidnapped or something, but yeah. Moving forward, my client for today came in for a frontal ponytail install, and that is what I've been doing. If you've been watching from the beginning of this video, I'll post the final look of this hair on the next shot because I thought I was recording. I didn't know my camera had stopped recording. But anyways, I'm just gonna post the final look on the next page. Make sure you subscribe to my page. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. If you have any questions, drop it for me in the comment section and I'll be watching. Okay. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for watching. And don't forget, my hairs or nothing. I'll see you guys on my next episode as I try to be very consistent on YouTube. Bye, guys.